guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be a fun little tag that I've seen going around Facebook. I'm sorry, not Facebook. I've seen going around YouTube, and it is called My First Time. No, we're not going to talk about that kind of first time. So there are only 25 questions, so let's just jump right in and get started. You see me looking down, I'm looking at the questions on my iPad. All right, your first tweet. I've had Twitter for so long, I don't know what my first tweet was, and I really never used Twitter much. My first tweet was probably something like, so I'm on Twitter, hashtag I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, something like that, probably. Your first YouTube video. My first YouTube video recorded was a video I did about one of my miscarriages and my D&C procedure. At number 3, the first person you subscribed to on YouTube. I believe the first channel I really subscribed to was Ellie and Jared. Back before they started doing daily vlogs, when they were documenting their infertility journey and trying to get pregnant with Jackson. Your first Facebook profile pic. I've been on Facebook for like 15 years. No, I've been on it since it first came out when you had to be a college student to use it. So I couldn't tell you what my first Facebook pic was. It was probably a picture of me like going, peace, duck lips, thinking I was cool, but looking back now, I'm like, holy crap, not cool at all. All right, number 5, do you still talk to your first love? My first true love, yes, because I'm married to him, but my first love that I thought I was in love with, we're friends on Facebook, but we don't really talk that much. We'll, you know, like each other's posts here and there, but we don't really talk. Your first alcoholic drink. So I believe I was like 15 or 16 years old and at a friend's house, and her parents were gone. So we snuck into the refrigerator and got some of their alcohol. And I believe my first drink was called Hot Sex. I don't even remember what it was. All I remember, it tasted like chocolate milk, but I drank just a little bit of it and I was like gone because I was such a baby. What was your first job? My first real job was probably babysitting, and then after that, I worked at a summer camp as a camp counselor. Your first car, I say a lot. My first car was a Toyota Camry, and it was an older one. Who was the first person you text today? The first person I text today would have been my husband. I usually text him every morning after I'm up and have my coffee. Who is the first person you thought of this morning? Probably my kids, because I wake up and immediately deal with them and get them ready for school. Who was your first teacher? My first teacher would have been pre-K, and her name was Miss Poppy. And she was a family friend of ours, so I thought it was so stinking cool that I had a teacher that like we hung out with on the weekends and whatever. So yeah, she was a pretty awesome teacher. Where did you go on your first plane ride? My first plane ride would have been on vacation to, I believe it was South Padre Island. Who is your best friend and do you still talk? Yes, my best friend was my neighbor growing up. Her name is Tabitha, and we've been friends for 26 years now, and we still talk you know, a couple times a month, and we see each other on Facebook all the time. Where was your first sleepover? My first sleepover was with a friend of mine named Kirby, and she lived close by, and we had sleepovers all the time. What is the first thing you do in the morning? The first thing I usually do in the morning is make my coffee immediately. Coffee. Yeah. Oh, there was a fly. Okay, number 16. What was the first concert you ever went to? The first concert I ever went to that I remember was a little concert. There's a fly flying around. The first concert I ever went to was a concert in the park, and I believe Asleep at the Wheel was there. I couldn't tell you anything else about that. Your first broken bone? Knock on wood, I've never broken a bone. I've dislocated my shoulder in gymnastics, but I've never actually broken a bone, and hopefully I won't. First piercing would be my ears. I got my ears pierced when I was about 4 or 5 years old, and my siblings still remind me of the story behind that. Apparently they did the first one, I flipped poop. I totally flipped out, would not let them do the second one, so they had to like hold me down and do it. So that was my first piercing. It was pretty traumatic, if you ask me. First foreign country you've ever been to? The United States. I have never traveled outside of the United States yet, maybe one day. First movie you remember seeing? The first movie I remember seeing as a kid, like not in the theater, would be Beauty and the Beast. I watched that movie so many times that the VHS player ended up eating the tape, because I guess it just played so many times. But my first movie in the theater that I remember was Titanic. Your first detention? I think my first detention was like in 6th or 7th grade for being tardy. Like after 3 tardies or something, you get detention. I don't know, or talking in class. But I believe it was like 6th or 7th grade. Who was your first roommate? My first roommate was a super awesome chick named Caitlin. She, I lived with her for a couple of months between high school and college. Like that summer I lived with her, and that was pretty sweet. What is the first thing you do when you get home? The first thing I usually do whenever I get home is disarm my alarm and then let the dogs in. When was your first kiss? My first kiss, I think I was in 6th grade maybe. I don't remember. I guess it really wasn't that special. Yeah, I don't remember, to be totally honest. And the last question, number 25. Who did you first watch on YouTube? That's kind of like the same question as before. The first people I started really watching on YouTube would have been Ellie and Jared. Back several years ago, before they became really, really big. All right. That ends this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun My First Time tag. I'm going to go ahead and tag 3 special friends of mine. I'm going to tag Jessica Gentry from the Gentry Balance. I'm going to tag Stacy Catanzarite from, I believe her channel is still just Stacy Catanzarite, and Jacqueline Gallant, and I believe her channel is Jacqueline Gallant. I'll have them all linked below so you guys can check them out, go show them some love, and all of that good stuff. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in a few days for Coffee Date Thursday. Bye.